Hello, my name is Mark Rigby and I want to talk to you today about centralisation in relation to specifically keyboards and very specifically split keyboards. A lot of people ask me, where should my keyboard be in relation to where they're sitting? I always use the kind of rule of thumb is, if you have your arms by your side where they naturally are and they're rested, ideally on armrests, and you bring your elbows in and your hands in, where they cross, that's where your keyboard should be. It's as simple as that, it's not rocket science. So basically, you wouldn't want your keyboard here or you wouldn't want your keyboard there. Again, we're trying to negate the necessity of leaning forward, putting pressure on the lower back. It's all about sitting comfortably in the chair and bringing the work towards you. So here's our keyboard. It wants to live there. So now with my elbows nice and rested on my armrests, your hands flat on the desk, bring them in, and this is where the keyboard should be. And now I should be able to type. As you can see, obviously with my hands relaxed, what I'm actually doing in essence, and what not a lot of people realize, is that, and I have to turn my hands in order to type. So over the course of a day, my hand is spending a lot of its time there, when in fact it lives here, which isn't a problem unless you have a problem, and then it will become a problem. So basically, if you can imagine, if you have RSI, carpal tunnel syndrome, Raynaud's, fibromyalgia, MS, or any issues with your fingers, your hands or wrists, continually putting that strain on the radius and ulna, that nerve catchment area, and on the carpal tunnel, you're going to have a problem. So what I'm going to do now is actually split the keyboard. So again, treating each arm individually, it's now got its own mini keyboard, and I can position each keyboard to wherever I find most comfortable for each hand. So with my right hand now, with my elbow resting on the armrest, I can now position that keyboard exactly where I want it, and the wrist rest equally with my left hand. Again, in a different way, bringing the keys to the hand rather than the hands to the keys to find that sweet spot. And that will vary for each individual to make sure I can now type comfortably whilst being fully supported from the elbow to the tips of my fingers. As you can imagine, this is only going to work if you're a touch typist. And I'm sure the more astute of you realise I'm not a touch typist, but I'm sure you get the idea. But a perfect solution for someone with forearm, wrist issues, hand issues, and is a touch typist. As always, see you next time. And if you have any questions or queries, please feel free to reach out.